So, what if you could actually heal a nation's deepest, most painful wound by completely changing what its most influential people do with their time? It sounds kind of wild, right? But that's the core of a bold new proposal coming out of South Korea, one that's designed to tackle a national crisis head on. Let's get into it. This whole radical idea, well, it comes from a truly devastating reality. For more than a decade now, South Korea has ranked #1 in suicide rates among all developed nations. And you have to understand this isn't just a statistic on some chart, it's a deep collective pain that the country has been living with for way, way too long. The analysis we're diving into really confronts this head on with a brutally sharp question. It asks, is South Korea preparing for the Olympics to win a suicide medal? Now, I know that's jarring to hear, but it's meant to be. It's designed to cut through any sense of complacency and force a really hard look at a crisis that has become tragically normal. So you've got to ask, right? How does a problem this severe just stick around for so long? Well, the argument here is that you can't really understand this crisis without looking at another one, a crisis of purpose among the very leaders and social organizations that should be helping. Which begs the question, where are they? It wasn't always like this. For decades, you had these big international groups, think the Lions Club, Rotary, and they were absolute pillars of Korean society. There were these prestigious places where the nation's most influential people got together, not just to play golf and network, but to actually drive real, meaningful change. And just look at how clear their missions were back then. When these groups came to Korea, they had these incredibly powerful, tangible goals. They weren't about vague ideas. They were about things like eradicating polio or fighting typhoid fever. These were concrete missions that got everyone on the same page and created this amazing energy. But over time, that razor-sharp focus just got lost. The central critique is that these once great organizations just devolved. They became, and this is a direct quote from the source, warehouses where talented people are stored just playing. I mean, wow. Basically, they turned into exclusive clubs for networking and leisure, totally disconnected from any urgent mission to help society. Okay, so this brings us to a huge turning point in the argument. Instead of trying to patch up these old, imported models, what if South Korea created its own unifying mission? Something that was uniquely Korean, tailored specifically to its most painful and persistent national crisis. And this is where you see a huge shift in thinking. This whole proposal isn't about little fixes or band-aids. It actually rejects the whole language of prevention, because the argument is that those efforts have just been too slow and haven't worked. The goal is no longer to prevent the problem. The goal is complete resolution. And this is it. This is the mission designed to shake things up. It's called Korea Suicide Zero. It's singular, it's incredibly ambitious, and it's a non-negotiable goal that everyone can instantly understand. It's meant to be a powerful, unmistakable rallying cry for action. But look, a mission this big needs a whole new kind of organization to make it happen. So the proposal introduces something called the Social Parents Club, a totally new model for a new era of social action. And this chart really breaks it down perfectly. The old models, they were all about socializing. They were expensive and exclusive, and honestly, the benefit to society was kind of vague. This new model is the exact opposite. It's totally mission-driven, it's accessible with really low fees, and it's built from the ground up to have a direct, measurable impact on the nation. It's a complete reimagining of what a social club is for. The founding principle of this new club is just so direct and powerful. Stop pretending to help the world before you've healed your own home. The focus has to be inward-looking first. The argument is simple, really. Leaders have to address the suffering of their own people before they can even think about tackling global issues. But here's the really ambitious part. Solving the problem at home, that's just the beginning. The ultimate vision is to completely flip the script, to transform South Korea from a country that imports social models into a world-leading exporter of social solutions. And this isn't just a dream. There's a clear roadmap. Step 1, you build the club in South Korea. Step 2, you achieve the impossible-sounding mission of Korea Suicide Zero. Then, step 3, that incredible success story becomes a beacon that inspires a global movement. And the final step, Korea cements its new identity as a nation that exports solutions to the world's toughest problems. The core belief here is that a proven result is the most powerful thing in the world. As the source says so confidently, when the world sees suicide disappear in Korea, they will all follow. The thinking is crystal clear. Showing that it can be done will always be more powerful than just talking about it. And so that leaves us with this huge, profound question at the heart of this entire idea. It's a vision that basically links the boredom and apathy of a nation's elite to its greatest tragedy and offers a single, focused mission as the cure. But can a new sense of purpose, channeled through a new kind of club, really heal a nation's deepest wound? That's the powerful thought we're left with.